Let's call our meeting to order, and I'll ask Director Sheets if she would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The open session meeting is videotaped for cablecast on Metro Cable 14, replay on Saturday, January 28, 2017 at 12 noon, and Sunday, January 29, 2017 at 2 p.m. on Channel 14. Webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. The open session meetings are also available for viewing on the district website at www.metrofire.ca.gov. We have a change in our agenda today. With the closed session item that was on page 3 has been taken off of the agenda and will be put back on at some future date. With that, are there any, well, now's the time for public comment on matters on or not on the agenda. Are there any speakers?
There are no speakers this evening.
Thank you very much. We move on to the consent calendar.
Mr. President, I move the consent calendar.
I second it.
I've got a motion and a second. Would you call the vote, please?
Director Gale,
I would like to see a copy of the contract, the extension, but I'd like to see, I have a copy of that, for the action.
Which contract? The Chiefs?
The one that's stated in item 4.
It's page 11 on your materials.
Oh, is it
Yes.
complete? I didn't see it yet. Okay, no
Thank you,
problem.
Chief.
would you like to abstain, Director Gale, or would you like a moment to review it?
No, I've read it. No problem. Yes.
Thank you. Director Gould,
Aye.
Orzali,
Aye.
Barnes,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Sheets,
Aye.
Clark,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
and Wood.
Aye.
Motion passes.
We'll move on to reports. The one item I've got to report on, and I want to thank the chief and his staff for doing this, our board meeting, regularly scheduled board meeting for April 13th, that's the first meeting in April, is going to be held out at Station 50 at 8880 Gerber Road. It's a lot of work for staff and the station to host us out there, but when we did that out at Old 111, or the new 111, it was quite a good event for us to get out and do that, and so we're going to try and do that twice this year. First one being April 13th, so mark your calendars. We will be down at Station 50 in Jim Barnes, Director Barnes's district.
So does that mean he's buying dinner?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
I go for that.
I make a motion.
Second.
Call the roll.
And that's all I have. Fire Chief's report.
Good evening. Directors, I have just a few things here to go through. The first one is the Employee of the Year Selection Committee has come forward with 3 people for the 2016. The suppression member is Captain Sean Condick. He has been started his career with the American River in August of 1990. He is a truck captain at Fire Station 109 and oversees truck crew and 3 firefighters, and actually I think that is the rescue over there, correct? The hazmat crew that's over there. He's been involved with the hazmat program and a leader in that, and along with that full-time job, he also works as one of the directors with Local 522, and so he will be the suppression recipient. Fire Inspector Diana Smith is the support recipient. She became a member with Metro in 2003. She is currently assigned to the Citrus Heights area, attends the planning meetings over there, new construction, the permit in that area, and really has served as a strong member as the fire inspector with the CRRD and with the group over there underneath Chief Casantini. And for the reserve firefighter, Dennis Berry. Dennis, I see a lot of people shaking their head. Dennis has been involved with the district through Rio Linda area since October of 1981. So a number of years. He became a reserve captain in the 1990. and really has been with with the district since the very beginning, and Dennis has just been known for going above and beyond. So in the near future here, we will have a luncheon for them and sit down, and then also as far as peer recognition, Assistant Chief Greg Casantini was on the list, Supervising Inspector Mike Hambrick. I think I saw Kevin somewhere, there he is, right there. Kevin Summers and the work that he has done, and then on the help desk, DeJuan Thomas was also one of the peer recognition folks. And like I said, we'll have a luncheon, invite you folks to the luncheon here in the near future. For myself, still just doing a lot of meetings. Spent this last week or so, myself and Chief Hine have met with the state EMS director and his chief deputy and talked about the future of EMS and a lot about transportation and certification of our medics. And then yesterday, we spent the morning with the county EMS director and his EMS administrator, again, talking a lot about what we do each and every day, what is the future of EMS delivery, what their position is on some of our challenges of wall times that we have, and some of our challenges with mental health, and kind of throughout the area here is what do they see as a vision and how can we work together. And during that time, I think it was a very good relationship builder for Chief Hines and myself, and we also offered up that Metro would be interested in the future of pilot programs, as if we could tackle some of these areas of wall time or mental health. Alternative destination for transportation is that Metro would like to be one of the leaders in that area, and if there was a pilot or something that we were able to do, we'd like to be able to work that in also. Last week, we had one of our first, and I know 522 is here tonight, but we had a really good labor management meeting, and I would call it a collaboration meeting. Really not to talk about not to talk about the contract, but really to talk about where we are in our labor management and how we work together. We did spend a couple of hours together. In the first hour that we were there, we went through and really focused on what we would call kind of our key success to labor, and that everybody is on the same page. Some of those are about how do we communicate, transparency and communication, how do we set goals, focusing on the relationship versus outcome, how do we build trust, memorializing the meetings and agreements that had been done, and then agree to disagree, but agree to move forward during those times. So we kind of set those things, and then we talked about in 2017, what are some of the topics that we are looking at as a group with labor management that we can tackle. So we talked about some stuff about recruitment, retention, talked a little bit about the promotional process, some operations, and then a really big focus on safety and health. How do we take care of our members, not only maybe when they get hurt, but how can we do things that are proactive and then look at their mental health. So that was, I thought, a very positive meeting that we had. A few of the things coming up, we have a Guns N' Hoses football game. I think that will be announced here soon. I did attend my second crab feed, so now I'm starting to get it under my belt on what I'm supposed to do and not do. We have been doing some AC interviews, and we've also started a new fire academy. Fire Academy 17-1 started on Monday with 15 new recruits, and the command staff went down and welcomed them to the department or to the district. Another save the date coming up, which is very important, is the firefighter Fill the Boot for Burns. And if you can, there's a chief challenge on the 11th of February from 9 to 10. And I've been challenged by the chief of just south of us by Consumas to who has the most donations. So I don't know if I can hit you guys up or not, so I'll have to see you on that there as we kind of.
You've got a senior staff too.
I got a lot of friends now that I'm starting to reach out to. So that's coming up. That will go on actually from the 9th through the 12th, and they're going to have it right at Sunrise and Greenback at the Surprise Mall right there. And this truly is for the Byrne Foundation, one of their key fundraisers. And they have definitely gone above and beyond. Some of the Last year, unfortunately, during a fill boot, a member from a different department was killed while in the roadway, and they have gone above and beyond for safety and making sure things were in place. And again, what a great opportunity for us and the connection we have with the Byrne Foundation. 2 appointments, effective on February 8th, with the retirement of Chief Taylor. We'll have Deputy Chief Brian Shannon will be promoted, and he will be in charge of support services. He has 25 years of service, 22 years with the district, and truly has come up through the district and be firefighter, paramedic, captain, battalion chief, and assistant chief. And also here with us tonight is Chief Greg Casantini, and he will be promoted on the same day. And he will be taking the administrative position. And something that I learned is that they have both 25 years, and Greg also has been with the district for 22 years, plus a little maybe. And the same thing, has progressed through the ranks, and I really look forward to that, along with Chief Bridge, of being what I would call the executive staff. And for stability for the next 2 probably years or more, is that us as a group are together, and that we really are able to kind of focus on where we want to be as we move forward. We had one last thing, is just that the engineer's promotional exam was announced, and we'll be having that and a captain's exam in the spring coming up. That ends my report, unless you have any questions.
Any questions for the chief? Thank you. Chief Shannon, sorry.
Nope,
No, I said Chief Shannon.
he's better looking.
Sorry, Chief Bridge, the floor is yours. Sorry.
Chief Shannon has better eyes than I do. So, President Wood and directors, the Chief Harms, Eric Bridge, Chief Operations. I have relatively short reports tonight, but I just wanted to reach out. We have been a little bit busier these last few weeks due to flooding events and also the flu, being the peak flu season. So typically we'll see average calls for Metro about 3,500 for every 2 weeks. So we're at about 4,200 now since that. So it is quite a peak there. And just so happens to be the other part, just to make you aware, is our technology at the communication center is fairly outdated, and so I don't know if our CAD system still works fine, but there's a component called an RD lab, and I know, thank God I have Matt over here for helping me with IT stuff. But this RD lab, if I'm getting it correctly, is the technology piece that's the outdated one. It's over 35 years old, and it is basically outdated. It's failing. It's the power supply unit that sends a signal to our computers on the fire engines. So we have screens. So fortunately, the good thing is we do have other technology to assist us with the communications technology called Active 911, and the other components are working for us too. Our pagers are still working, and so we're still getting the calls and we're still getting out there. But what's happening is it's creating a tremendous amount of radio traffic. So we're having to split our radio channels, and it's unfortunate, but it's just part of technology. The good news is on the horizon is our new CAD system, which will switch us over to newer technology, so we'll be able to do away with that. Did I get that right? We're going to LTE technology? Correct. That's good, so. Yes, LTE, I always think different terms, but I'm sure it has some good IT terminology to it. But good news is, though, our new technology is coming. We just got to get through about 10 more months. So with that concludes my report, unless there... Oh, I want to acknowledge a couple people first real quick. Battalion Chief Tyler Wagaman. He's spending a tremendous amount of time after hours on his days off. He's our CAD coordinator, and he's helping our communication center folks facilitate a lot of these changes too, and I'm sure Matt Roseberry's been instrumental as well. But Chief Wagaman happens to be his day off, and he's down there at the comm center right now helping out. And then a couple weeks ago, we had the EOC activated, Emergency Operations Center out of McClellan, and many of our members were at the EOC assisting the county OAS chief over there with standing up that EOC. So, and we do have a lot more EOC training, web EOC training coming up, and that's going out to all personnel. So we hope to have some of our professional staff maybe get in on that as well. Because you don't need to be a chief officer to be a web EOC end user. But so for those who want to be involved in large-scale incidents and how to manage those, that's a good training opportunity, and it's coming up. So we're very busy, and we're working on lots of it, and that concludes my report, unless you have any questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Chief Bridge? Thank you, Chief. General Counsel's report, John Lavra?
No report.
Moving on to committee and delegate reports, the executive committee has not met and does not have a meeting coming up.
Local.
Oh, I'm
Local.
sorry, John, I skipped right over you. Local 522.
Good evening, President Wood, Board of Directors, Chief Harms, and staff. I only got a couple things tonight. One of the things I would like to do is respond to the recent B article, if I may. I'll read something that we kind of prepared. In response to the recent Sacramento B article, that I would sure be nice that if the B would report all the facts and not just ones that benefit the article. The B stated that the district will have a 26% jump in costs compared to 10 years ago. This is true. The majority of the cost is due to the cost of medical insurance, medical costs that, I remind you, the federal government has contributed to by adoption of Obamacare. The cost increases were also due to the investments that PERS made, which did not yield the return they had planned. What was also missed from the article was the fact that employees gave back over $26 million on a go-forward basis. The employees also contributed 50% of their retirement 2 years before they were required to do so. To assist the district in keeping fire stations open and reduce its $45 to $50 million deficit. This is in conjunction with the PEPRA employees who are required to contribute 50% of the requirement, regardless of the amount of the increase to retirement cost. Now over 70% of the district employees fall under the PEPRA retirement system. There are other agencies in the region that have comparable retirements that either meet or exceed the current district benefit package. The reason the district closed the 4th station was due in part to the housing market crash and the recession that followed. The district had, prior to any station closures, conducted a study in regards to station coverage. The study revealed that several stations had overlapping coverage. Only those stations identified in the study were closed permanently, with a few other stations relocated to better serve the public. The district and the men and women I represent have, on a continual basis, identified any and all areas that costs can be reduced in an effort to better serve the public, which we continue to do so today. I wanted, Chief Harms basically hit on most of the other stuff that I was going to hit on the football game that's coming up, but we had a great labor management meeting, as he expressed, but we also were able to finalize the MOU language, which I think you guys are going to review tonight. Things are moving forward. I'm very optimistic that things will be going in a better direction for the labor and management. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Barksdale?
You just read a letter,
That's correct.
and who are you attributing the letter to? You use the word "I." Is it from you, or is it from the president?
It's from the local.
From the local?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
I just wanted to make sure that that's
I
known,
just-
is that it's
We
more.
just found it was ironic that we have so much influence that we influence the economics of the Tahoe region. And I don't know how they tied it back to Sacramento fire.
Right.
But I guess we're doing a great job. So, thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much, John.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You said that we had an article where it was yellow journalism and they didn't stick to the facts. What was the particulars that you differed on, and it could be corrected or what have you?
Well, some of the facts that they presented were true, although it was only half the facts. And the employee and pension costs continue to go up, but it's not the men and women that work here. It's the medical industry and the expenses of all that, and whatever the federal government decides to do or not do when it comes to medical coverage.
Were you able to talk to the editor in your retort to their?
Not yet.
No, it's very difficult to do that. They kind of practice yellow journalism quite often,
Right,
so don't feel bad.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Any other comments for Mr. Barksdale? Thank you very much. All right, we'll move back into the committee and delegate reports. Executive committee has not met and will not meet, or is not scheduled to meet at any time in the near future. Communication Center, JPA, Chief Bridge.
Yeah, the Communication Center JPA has not met since our last board meeting we had. And our next comm center meeting will be here on Tuesday, January 31st at 9 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Any comments for Chief Bridge on the comm center? Moving on to the California Fire and Rescue Training, JPA, Director Kelly.
Yes, the JPA has no meetings scheduled, and I'm looking forward to seeing an email, find out when we will meet again. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving forward, Director Kelly, this one's also with you, the Finance and Audit Committee.
The Finance and Audit Committee met this evening. There was a tenuous discussion about who would serve as chair, but after a while, we came into agreement, and I will serve as the chair. Director Sheets will serve as vice chair, and Director Rosali will serve as secretary. Our next meeting will be in February 23rd, and Director Sheets will have her opportunity to chair her first meeting at Metro Fire.
Outstanding.
Just an observation, we narrowly averted a duel.
For secretary.
Any comments or questions for Director Kelly on the Finance and Audit Committee? Moving on to Director Gold, Policy Committee.
Policy Committee hasn't met nearly a year. No, I don't know if it's been pretty close. But I expect on our meeting on February 9th, same day as Fill the Boot, we will have a full agenda of many policies that need to be rewritten and edited. I don't know that to be fact, but I'm hoping. And I don't even know who's on my committee, Mr. Chair, so I'm sure you'll enlighten me on that at some point.
We can do that.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, is it going to be a surprise?
Thank you very
committee of
much,
one.
Director. Moving on to Director, board members' questions and comments. I'll start to the right with Director Gale.
I'll pass.
Moving to his left, Director Gould.
I'll pass.
Director Rosali.
I'll pass.
Oh, yes.
Let's go all the way to the left, Director Kelly.
Yes, I'd like to say that it was nice to hear the report from Local 522 rebuking the Bee's editorial on the district's affairs. And I thank Local 522 for initiating discussions with the chief and his executive group, and I look forward to the group working well together into the future.
Thank you very much, Director. Director Clark.
I have nothing to add, Mr. Chairman.
Director Sheets.
I have just a couple of things. I wanted to congratulate Chief Shannon and Chief Castantini on your promotion. But I also wanted to take a moment to speak about the Tracy Fire Captain, hopefully I pronounce it correctly, Captain Havicus, who unfortunately died unexpectedly January 19th. He was 41 years old. He's survived by his wife and 4 children. So I want to send out my prayers to their family and his fire family. And also thank Engine 105 for attending and representing Metro Fire, and to Captain Cole and Engineer Summers, who assisted in arranging this.
Thank you very much, Director. Director Jones.
Thank you. Director Sheets, thank you very much for that. Maybe we can have a minute of silence at the close of the meeting for
Yes.
the tragedy there in Tracy. Thanks for the information about the peer recognition chief. That's terrific, and congratulations to the good list that you presented to us tonight. I want to wish good luck to all the new recruits. We'll see everybody at Fill the Boot, the 9th through the 12th. Bring your checkbooks. And congratulations to Chief Casatini and Chief Shannon. Congratulations.
Thank you, Director. Director Barnes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The one thing I want to bring up is Local 522. Again, thank you for being here. I agree. I read that article, and it started off as like a pension reform where it's all dark and gloom, and then it focused on 522 and Metro Fire. And so I appreciate you writing that and standing up for the cause, because I agree with you. There's sometimes the flavor is out there, but they paint it in a direction that makes it not accurate. So thank you for doing that. This weekend, you've heard it. I heard pass, pass, pass. I hope we see a lot of passing this weekend. The game is Saturday at 1 o'clock, Sacramento State University. Pig Bowl presents Guns and Hoses. We have a safety fair from 11 to 2 for kids, bounce houses, all the apparatuses, and it'll be a good time. We got great weather. Kickoff is at 1. We have an amazing event. We are honoring CHP Officer Nathan Taylor, who was killed in line of duty up in Truckee, and his family will be there. And then Motor Officer, CHP Officer Mike Erickson, who was run over while on duty. He's got a long road to recovery, but he's finally making it where he can get out, and he's going to be our honorary captain that day. We're going to have a flyover, and it's kind of cool. The helicopter's going to peel back around and do a ball drop. So I don't know. I'm not going to catch it. I know that. I'm going to get out of the way. But again, it's for the local charities. The biggest one recipient on the fire side is Firefighter Burn Institute. Last year, we gave them $8,000. We look to give them more each year as the charities go, so we challenge the community, fill the seats, we can spread the money, and that's what we want to do. It's a great and worthy cause. So hopefully everybody come. It's going to be a great time. 2015 for the record, fire won. 2016, law won. So if history repeats itself, I'll stay neutral, but we'll see who wins. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. I just want to echo the comments from Director Kelly, Director Barnes. Thank you, John, and your work, both with the article and with reaching out to the chief, and looking forward to having some good years ahead of us working together. Congratulations to Chief Shannon and Chief Casantini. Look forward to working with you guys in those roles over the next couple of years as well. Excuse me. As said, I'm going to get the name wrong. It's Captain Hatticus? Hatticus. Let's close our meeting with a moment of silence for Captain Hatticus. Before we do that, just make a note that the next meeting will be February 9th at 6 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.